Shortly after the Persian Gulf War, investigators reported that the area, which had been subject to hundreds of smoky oil fires and deliberate oil spills when regular oil production slowed down during the war, displayed less oil contamination than they had witnessed in pre-war surveys of the same area. So we're saying like, hey, this area where all this crap was going on, actually there was like less contamination somehow.
Mm-hmm.
They also reported that the levels of PAZ used as a marker of combustion products spewed from oil wells ignited during the war were also relatively low, comparable to those recorded in the temperate oil producing areas of the Baltic Sea. So this other thing was low. So they're saying like, hey, how in this area where all this crap was going on could these two things be low? What is our predictions?
Maybe the fires burned off the contamination. I don't know.
No, hey, don't be embarrassed of it. Like
Maybe the fires burned off the
highly
contamination.
doubt that's the answer, but I love that you're thinking about it of like, hey, if this could somehow be possible, maybe this could explain, because you're still addressing the 2 points you need to be addressing. So I love that. Do you have a prediction, Sabrina?
This was like kind of morbid, but like maybe it was absorbed by animals in the water. Like
Yeah,
like
okay.
that.
My prediction is like, okay, during war, what happened? Like oil prices go up. So maybe like there was so much less like production or like it being used elsewhere.
Mhm.
Like I'm thinking of like yeah, like it was terrible, but like compared to what we normally the production that we or the pollution we normally put into the air, it actually somehow is less. I don't know, but that's my prediction. All right, so so go ahead and let me know once you have an answer. Yeah.
I was gonna go E.
Okay. So neither of those. Okay, so neither of those are correct. So let's go back into this. So, I did not like A, B, or C for the same reason, and it was because. So let's go back. Our two facts here are: how could this area, which had these smoky and oil spills, have less contamination than before?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like this A, B, or C because it's comparing like regions to other regions, and we're talking about the same region in our stimulus.
Okay.
So I crossed them all off. I was like, oh, I have never had a parallel question where I picked up on something like that. It was like, no, 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 to three in a row so quickly. But that was why for those. And then for E, the Persian Gulf War ended before the oil fires and spills caused as much. So how like does it matter how much damage we originally expected them to cause?
No.
Like, hey, it ended before it did everything that we thought it was going to be. Does that explain why it is less than what it was before the war started?
No.
Nope. And then E says peacetime, so before war, right? Oil production and transport levels in the Persian Gulf resulted in having high levels of PAHs and massive oil dumping. So this actually was what I predicted.
Mm.
Oh, so before it was already there before it started.
So peacetime, yeah. So like whenever it said that, when in our stimulus, this is really where I got my prediction from. But when it said when regular oil production slowed
Down
during the war, we're saying like, hey, the regular oil production had high levels of PHs and massive oil dumping.
So it was already there.
So yeah, so maybe that was more than what was going on previously.
Okay, cool beans.